Hey, good day, everybody. Welcome back to our third installment in our Chavruta sessions, live from Jerusalem with Rabbi Chaim Goldberg of the Noahide World Center. Hopefully, you're all being patient and responsible, working things out with your Chavruta partner. I plan, Hashem willing, to do my first Chavruta discussion with my Chavruta partner this Tuesday. I'll be broadcasting that. If we have our fourth lesson, we will do it live together with my Chavruta partner. We are 7 or 8 hours apart on time zones, so it's a matter of working through all that, but it's all good, and we'll be bringing you that live this Tuesday. But today we're having part 3 review, and so let's just jump right in and say hello to Rabbi Goldberg. Rabbi Goldberg, so good to be with you. I'm really enjoying the way you've put this together, and we're going to turn it over to you. For those of you listening out there, there are links below in both Facebook and YouTube. If you want to sign up for these sessions and request a Chavruta partner, and today's lesson material is also there as well. So, Rabbi, I'm going to turn it over to you, sir.
Good evening, everybody. תפארת אם את כאן, תגידי לי. Okay. Good evening, everybody. Good to see you all. Hope everything is fine. I must say that I was asking myself if we're not supposed to start with some sort of a small good drink, good wine, to bless God that is fighting for us. And most probably, the head of the snake in Iran lost it with God's will. We don't know yet. Okay? We're waiting to get the official appointment of that. But I don't know if you've heard that in the news now, the Prime Minister of Iran and also his foreign ministry, they both most probably died in a helicopter accident. And this is a time to celebrate and to say that God, from time to time, is also taking out the people that are behaving in a bad way in this world. So, celebration aside. Before we're going to dive inside, I want to show all of you, and it's recorded, so it's not a problem to see it. I want to show to all of you about a few new links that we added to the site, so you won't have ever a problem to find exactly all the things here, okay? And then we will start what we have to do. Just a moment. So let me share the screen and show you two things. I'm going to the site of the Noahide, okay? This is the site of the Noahide. When you go to the site of the Noahide, you have the menu, what we call a mega menu, okay? A big menu. There are a lot of things here when you are standing on the menu. And one of the things that we have in the mega menu is courses, you see? Courses, I'm tapping on the courses, and we have here, we have here in the courses, the main 2 courses that are the gate for the Noahide, okay, 4 simple steps for the Noahide, pray with the right attitude. And then online courses is all sorts of things that we taught in the early stage. Now we have also the Kuzari, you see that? The Kuzari, Sparks of Insights, Spring 2024. This is us. So if you tap on this, voila, you see, we find the Kuzari. This was the first lesson. Here is the second lesson. And in each one of them, not only are we giving the name of the lesson, we also have here, click here for the study material. So if we click that, you will come to the page that we've learned, you see? Now, on the page, we also added something new, okay? Here it is, look good on the page, except for the summary and everything else. We have here table of content. Now, this is the first thing that we've learned, the second one. The third one of today, I'm just clicking and I'm here on the third one. You see, this is what we're going to learn today. If you will come here and you will click on the fourth one, you'll jump into the next one, the fifth one, and etc. Soon we will have it, all the 10 parts of this thing. So now it's not a problem to find. Everything is in front of you, okay? Just go inside, learn it again and everything, and you can see everything from here. So this is the first thing I wanted to share so everybody can see it, because we started to get questions, and it's okay. It's true. So it was okay, all those questions. So we added those points. Secondly, before we diving inside for the things of today, I want to give Tiferet. Tiferet, raise your hand so everybody will see you. Tiferet, that now we can see your hand. I want to give Tiferet for a moment, a few minutes, to say a few words and to lead us for something in the next coming 7 to 10 minutes. So please, Tiferet, let's see that it will work. You need to open your microphone. You're unmuted.
Okay. Can you hear me? Great. So Rabbi Chaim, did you give me permission to yeah, okay. So I can see, just a moment, sorry. Okay, first of all, hi, good evening. It's nice to see everyone who's managed to join this evening. I've been in contact through email with many of you, I hope, regarding being partnered into Chevrotot and to hear how your experience is going so far. Some of you I get responses back from, some of you I haven't heard from yet. And it's very important for me to really know where things are standing for each of you so we can make sure that the program is working well for you. So I would offer you to, during this meeting, if there's any question, concern, or problem with a Chavruta partner or with any of the material, then you're welcome to write on the chat. Okay. Otherwise, I'm also going to leave the mail address that I can receive, and you can let me know over that. So that's just the technical version. It's just very important for me to know where things are standing and make sure that things are working for all of you. I can even see Sorry, yeah, Rabbi Chaim, are you trying to say something?
I want to say that we need to give you a big applause for everything that you did behind the scenes, that people work and everything else. Yay! Please.
Thank you. I want to say that I can see some of the new faces and new people that I haven't seen yet on Zoom. I've seen your names on the sign-up sheets, but I haven't yet had the privilege to be in contact with you. So any of you who have not yet spoken to me directly and set up a Chavruta partner, please do so. Again, you can write to me on the chat during this meeting, and I'm going to leave my email details as well. So that's that. Now, the next thing that we'd love to do this evening, before we delve into the content and have Rabbi Chaim lead us through the material of the Kuzari, I'm going to break us up into 2 separate rooms, okay, where we'll come together. Rabbi Chaim will guide one room and I will guide another room, and we will love to hear you a little more personally, okay? So I've never done this before with dividing into rooms, so I'm going to say that I'm going to all send you now into rooms and hopefully we shall meet. Just a minute. Okay, let's go. Is everyone ready? If for any reason we disappear, please re-enter the Zoom. It shouldn't happen, but if that happens, just re-enter the Zoom and we'll meet back here. Okay, let's go.
Recording in progress. Shalom to all. Nice to meet you. I'm from Israel. I wanted to learn with Noachid, so I joined this study program.
Okay, I'm Solveig. I'm from Germany. I'm on Noahide since 2016, and yeah, I want to learn with you and with my Chavruta, and yeah, and we started last week together. So
Hi.
Hi.
I think it's me, Helen, right?
Yeah, sorry, I got mixed.
Hi, everybody. I am Helen. I'm from Estonia. Do you know this country? Small country near Finland. And
Of course, we know it. Yes, please.
I have been interested in Judaism for, I don't know, many, many years now. And I have been studying my own, and I have a friend who is listening all of your lectures. And now he invited me also here. And I'm very interested in those lectures, so happy to be part of it.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, I hope you can hear me. I am now from Germany, but originally from Czech Republic, and I've been for more than 1 year in Noahid. And why I'm here is that I would like to stay in contact with people with similar thinking, or with the people who are looking for the God like me.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you, Antonin. Next, we have Maria.
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, it's Maria, and I'm originally from Ukraine, but now for 2 years I've been living in Ireland, and I'm interested in everything that is connected with Judaism, with Jewish nation, the Jewish history, tradition, and everything. Maybe I would like to be converted one day, but not married. Maybe not now. And my circumstances, they're not very easy at the moment, with all this, with this war in Ukraine and everything. So I'm very grateful to Hashem that I have an opportunity to study with you and to attend your lectures. Thanks to Rabbi Chaim. It's very nice to be here. Thank you very much.
Have you connected with your Havruta partner yet?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
But we have different
Time zone?
I mean, different time, but it's okay.
Yeah, we're connecting
she
people
lives
all over the world.
in
Sure.
the United States, but yeah, everything's
Excellent.
okay. Thank you.
Well, glad to have you with us. We got a few of you in the room without your cameras turned on. Maybe Eleanor, you want to go next?
Yes, hello. I'm Eleonora from Italy, Florence. And unfortunately, I can't speak now because I actually am at work. A work came out, that emergency, and
Right, we
so I'm
understand.
here. I'm just listening. Thank you to all of you. Thank you, Rav
A
Chaim.
pleasure to have you all the way from Italy, Eleonora. We'll let you get back to what you got to do. Next, maybe we've got Joseph.
Yes. Yeah, I am from India. Basically, I am staying currently in Dubai.
Excellent. Wow. In Dubai, but from India. Well, welcome, Joseph. Hopefully you've connected with your Havruta partner and things are starting to flow.
No, currently I haven't. I didn't get any partner, but still, yes. I
Be
met some
patient.
of the Noahites in India also, and I'm in contact with them also.
Beautiful. That's the biggest thing is stay in contact. If people that want to connect and meet new people, you've got to stay in contact. You want a relationship. There's two ways, and it takes two people. So next we've got Ermelinda Borges.
Hello. I'm sorry, I was not hearing you.
Oh, that's okay, Ermelinda. Yeah, I've got my camera turned off into the group. But yeah, you're live. Tell us where you're from, Ermelinda, and have you connected with your Havruta partner yet?
Not yet. I'm from Portugal, from Lisbon, but I live in the south of France. I'm living in Nice.
Beautiful, beautiful. Glad to hear it.
What is your main language? What is your main language?
Actually, I speak Portuguese.
Okay.
Spanish, and we speak French here.
multi-language, very nice.
Thank you.
All right, so let's see. Next, we have Melky Helena Paisier.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Helena, or those who call me Melky. I am so happy to be here. This is my very first time joining.
Welcome.
Thank you. I actually had been on other classes that are connected from Nativ from Houston, Texas.
Yeah, I'm doing a broadcast with them later on today.
Yeah, I'm a big advocate for B'nai Noach, for the Noahide movement. And I am from Memphis, Tennessee.
Oh, Memphis, Tennessee. Lots of good Noahides down in that area.
Yeah.
Rabbi Goldberg visited there a couple of years back at a conference there. And yeah, so there's wonderful, wonderful Noahide presence in the Tennessee area for sure.
I love the advocacy that I do, that being an advocate.
Yeah, Scotty and Terry down there, great Noahides, wonderful, wonderful people. Yeah, so we're glad to have you with us, Helena. So next we've got Shoshana.
Hello, shalom, Mikulam. I hope you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you fine. Where are you from, Shoshana?
Hello, I'm Shoshana. I'm from India. I'm new here. Before I have joined 2-3 classes by Rabbi Chaim, Genesis classes before, but I think I'm the youngest here. I became Noahide in 2020, and I completed my Kibbul process, and I'll try to learn my best. I'm feeling so nervous because of my internet connection. I couldn't switch on the video. I'm sorry for that. Thank you.
That's okay. Yeah, it's beyond your control.
Yes.
Well, have you connected with a Havruta partner yet?
Oh, yes, sir. I did.
Excellent. That's so good to hear. So the majority have already connected with their Havruta partner. I just encourage the rest of you, be open and willing to reach out if you're assigned, send the emails, send a text, whatever you do. Try and connect and work on times. I mean, we're dealing with many people from all over the planet, and it's a joy to meet new people. And sometimes you're dealing with vast time differences. And so it takes a lot of personal adjustment of your own schedule to make something fit and work. And I'm looking forward to having my first discussion with my Havruta partner in Paris this Tuesday. So, Rabbi Chaim, we're going to turn it back over to you, sir.
Yes, I will say, if it's okay, last few words. We have here in this room, okay? Think about this for a moment. We have here in this room a few people that are speaking in all sorts of languages, okay? Dror is speaking Hebrew. We have people who are speaking Spanish, Portuguese, French, even all sorts of different countries, you know, like Linda, right? So you moved from also the Portuguese, but we had here someone from the north. We had here from the north, from India. Helen, right? Helen is from the north. Now think about this for a moment. There is a verse in the Babylon Tower in the beginning, the opening of the Babylon Tower. It's before the Hebrew nation was here, that they were all in one language, but in their heart, each one of them was different than the others, right? And now we are repairing this thing. They all worship different gods, but they spoke in the same language. Here we all speak in different languages and we worshiping one God. So we are repairing the sin of the Babylon Tower. Think about this. We are part of the history for repairing something very huge, very big that happened a few thousand years ago. We are now moving back towards the unity of our world, and thank God for that. Thank God for being in this era of time, and with the help of God and with the help of ourselves doing this thing, we will manage to bring the world to a better place. So just a point for thinking. Welcome, everybody. Now we will go back to the main.
Excellent.
No, it seems
Recording in progress.
Okay, we're back.
How did it go for you
now
guys?
We can see everybody and everybody's back. Thank you very much. We did some sort of a separation for a bit more knowledge in one each other. And with your permission, with the timing that we have now, I want to dive inside for the things that we have prepared, we have learned. And as usual, what I'm going to do, I'm going to share the screen, of course, but except for that, please use the chat room. Okay, I'm going to ask you questions. Please use the chat room for answering, and then we will continue. We are going to, we said already, the Kuzari is a true story, but the book is being written down by Rabbi Yehuda Halevi 850 years ago, something like that, approximately. It's a bit less, 830 years ago. And he did it not according to the exact story. I mean, the wording that he had put inside, the way, the structure of the book is by his understanding how to lead us. I will say lead us, it's to lead the Khazars, who is a non-Jewish person, towards the fundamental ideas of who is God and how to understand God and how to have a deeper relationship with God. And this is why this is one of the most fundamental books. What we saw till now, we saw the opening in the first lesson. We saw last week few words about the main idea of the philosopher. And this time, what we're going to see, and this is, I'm quoting here the last few words of the last few sentences of the philosopher about the active intellect. We will speak about this later. Okay. Now we have an answer. Okay, I will say not only an answer. It is now, you can see it much better, I think. We have an answer of the king of the Kuzari, and he's giving two answers why he is unsatisfied from the wisdom of the philosopher. And this here is giving one of the answers, and after that he's giving also another answer. Okay, he's giving two answers that because of that he's going to the Christian and the Muslims. I will ask the Christian and the Muslims. But what I'm asking you, if it's okay, especially that you already read it before, if you can write down the two ideas why he is rejecting the philosopher. Okay? Just write it down on the, please, on the chat room. Try to remember, try to ask yourself, why is he rejecting? He is not satisfied from the philosopher. Not everybody together, please. In the chat room, please, in the chat room. Yes. Just I will say that those who didn't get the time to introduce themselves, it's okay. We will have the time. We will have more time and everything else. Dan, if it's okay, please read this part, okay? And then we'll start to discuss it also. Please, Dan.
My mic is muted. I gotta hit 30 buttons before I can advance. So okay.
Hear you, it's okay.
All right. Okay. Said to him the Kuzari, your words are convincing, yet they do not correspond to what I wish to find. I know already that my soul is pure and that my actions are calculated to gain the favor of God. To all this, I receive the answer that this way of action does not find favor, though the intention does. There must no doubt be a way of acting pleasing by its very nature, but not through the medium of intentions. That's a very big point. If this is not so, why then do Christians and Muslims, who divide the inhabited world between them, fight with one another, each of them serving his God with pure intention, living either as monks or hermits, fasting and praying? For all that, they vie with each other in committing murders, believing that this is a most pious work and brings them nearer to God. They fight, believing that paradise and eternal bliss will be their reward. It is, however, impossible to agree with both.
Now, I want to have something, and I want to mention something before you're starting to answer me. We can say a lot of ideas. The question is, first of all, the first step is to knowledge what is written down in the script. Here, he is giving an answer why it's very hard for him to agree with the philosopher. What I want us to try to do is in one sentence, 8, 10, 12 words, not more than that, to try to summarize what is the main issue that is bothering him to accept the answer of the philosopher. If you can write down on the chat, please. First of all, write it down on the chat. I've got already. Please, people, don't be shy. It's okay. The answer that you're giving. Oh, thank you very much. First of all, 3 people already wrote here that the dream. Now look good what Rabbi Yehuda Levi is doing here. That it's not answering his dream. El Kuzari had a dream, and his dream was that your actions are not good. Your desire is good, your actions are not good. And the philosopher is giving him a very brilliant, amazing explanation, okay, of how to define God and what exactly to do. And he's saying here, it's not working with my desire, with my dream inside. I will say it in a different way, okay? He's basically saying the intellect is very nice, but I live in a different sphere. And my living is not feeling good with what you're saying. It's not working together. So I'm still in a separation between my thoughts and my desire. And I can't live with this separation anymore. So if before it started that I have a desire of something and I have the actions, now you're trying to separate between my mindset, my mind, my brain, whatever it is, my reason, and my inside desire. And I can't live with this, okay? Excellent, cognitive dissonance, okay, fair enough. You can also write it in. You're writing very good words here, okay? Another thing that he's saying, he's hinting him, saying to him, according to you, the philosopher, why are there so many wars in this world between the Christians and the Muslims, or the Crusades and all the fights, with the Muslims about Jerusalem? What is it in Jerusalem, okay, that they're fighting? We don't have any sea next to Jerusalem, anything, nothing. Why people are so fighting if the things that you explained are so, I will say, intellect pure, without any dissonance or without any questions. So this is the first step that he is rejecting. Now let's see for a moment. Thank you very much for all of the answers. Now let's see for a moment the second part that he's also rejecting. Please read this one. Done.
All right. The Khazari says, what could be more erroneous in the opinion of the philosophers than the belief that the world was created in 6 days, or that the prime cause spoke with mortals, not to mention the philosophical doctrine which declares the former to be above knowing details? In addition to this, one might expect the gift of prophecy to be quite common among philosophers, considering their deeds, their knowledge, their research after truth, their exertions, and their close connection with all things spiritual, as that wonders, miracles, and extraordinary things would be reported of them. Yet we find that true visions are granted to persons who do not devote themselves to study or the purification of their souls, whereas the opposite is true with those who strive after these things. This proves that the divine influence and the souls have a secret which is not identical with what you say, O philosopher.
So please try to define. He is giving another answer here why he is rejecting the philosopher. If you can try to define it, please. Again, first of all, try to say what is, try to summarize those words, and then we'll go up one level. In a moment, we're going to go up one level. Please, yes. Who Melinda, are you speaking about the philosophers? You're speaking about the whole people. And Melinda, you can speak. Please feel comfortable to speak after you wrote.
Sorry, no, I'm talking about the philosopher.
Okay, please, let's continue on. Please, people, try to find the exact, why he is rejecting the philosopher here, or what exactly is the main point that he's saying to the philosopher.
The question of prophecy.
Okay, fine. And he's saying to the philosopher that it's not related only for smart people. I will say it like that. Okay, thanks. Okay, thank you, Jacob. You're also saying very good thing. So look at Bart. Bart, in 7 words, said he nailed something very nice. Study and reason do not grant revolution. It's very important. Study and reason do not grant any revolution. Fair enough. You can find also people who are less studying and doing all sorts of things, and it's still they have the revolution. Okay, James. You're giving an answer in a bigger context. You're not speaking only about this specific paragraph, James. Okay, thank you very much for that. In a moment, we're going to go to raise up a bit. Okay. Is there anyone else who wants to say something? Please don't be shy. Feel comfortable, all of you. It's okay. I know that you're a bit quiet now. It's okay, fair enough. It's okay. I want to, since we're finishing with the philosopher, so I want to go up one level for everything that we said, to summarize in 2 ways, okay, what we have with the philosopher. Because after that, as we can see, he decides not to speak with the philosopher anymore, but to go to the religions that it was hard for him till now. And for that, I want to share with you for a moment something from the Maimonides. And it's related also with the active intellect that we spoke last week. And it will explain the difference from the philosopher and those who are living through the religions. Okay, so let's jump for a moment to the where it is. I prepared it. Where is it? Why did it went away? Where's the Safari here? Here it is. Here it is. Okay, we hear in the, how do you call it in English, the wonders. Okay, Maimonides is giving a very, very big book about the wonders, those who don't have the answers, and he is summarizing here something very important, and this is giving two different points about the difference between the philosophers and the Hebrew tradition. Now, let me be clear. The Maimonides is accepting the ideology of what we call the physical world in those days. Now, the physical world in those days is not related to us at all today. We believe in other things. But they spoke about spheres and all sorts of things. The philosophers spoke about the active intellect, and the Maimonides accepted the active intellect, but is mentioning that there are two differences between the active intellect and what the Hebrew nation is saying. So please, Dan, if you can read this part.
Okay. Pre-Copernicus way of thinking. Yeah. Okay. There is nothing in the opinion of Aristotle on this subject contrary to the teaching of Scripture. The whole difference between him and ourselves is this. He believes all these things to be eternal, coexisting with the first cause as its necessary effect. But we believe that they have had a beginning, that God created the intelligences and gave the spheres the capacity of seeking to become like them, that in creating the intelligences and spheres, he endowed them with their governing powers. In this point, we differ from him.
So we have here two differences.
Yeah, they thought the world was eternal.
First of all, they thought the world was eternal, and we say that the world was created. Secondly, they say that it's all, I will say, reason that was forced to come from other thing and from other thing and from other thing. There isn't any freedom of choice between things. Everything is being fixed from one stage to another stage, while we believe that there is also a freedom of choice for building or not building those things that God decided for himself. And those are the main two differences. So when we speak, for example, about the active intellect, when we're saying intellect, we're speaking about something that doesn't have any freedom of choice. I think I mentioned this last week. 1 + 1 is always equal to 2. All over the world, in any language that you will take. You don't really have, I will say, freedom of choice to decide how much 1 + 1 is, or 2 + 2, that there are 4, But we say, we're not speaking about the intellect, we're speaking about God. And now I want to mention something that is very important to understand the difference between, this is where we are, to understand the difference between, I will say, the philosophers and almost all of the world, I will say it like that. Because if you go, for example, today, and you will think about this, you have something like 1.5 billion Muslims who believe in God. You have another 1.250 billion people, Christians who believe in God. I don't care exactly how they define God now, okay? Some of them is idolatry, some of them not, never mind. They believe in something, much bigger than the human and than the world. And if you will go also to all of the east side of the world, they believe in millions of gods, but they also believe in a power that is above the world here. And here we find ourselves that most of the world do believe in something much bigger than that. And this is one of the, first of all, it's scary because you're starting to go to a sphere that you don't really control it. It's not fixed. It might move to ways or differences that you can't really control it. This is why Rabbi Yehuda Levi is starting with the intellect, he's starting with the philosopher, he's starting with reasons, fair enough. But there's something else, and this is where, and the only way to explain this, I'm going to explain it for a moment and then to show a verse, so we'll start to realize that. The best way for me to explain what I'm going to say is to ask all of you, what is your answer if I will ask you that the light here that I have, okay, in my room, you see, there's a light in my room. It's not the right, maybe I will show it like that. You see, there's a light in my room. If I will ask you about the light, is the light sour or sweet? What will you answer me? The light is sour or sweet?
Sweet.
The light is sweet? I think, oh, who said neither? I think that the question of sour or sweet is related with the taste, and the light is related with the eyes. It's not on the same sphere. It's not at all on the same sphere. Let me go to another explanation, okay? We all know the maze, right? You know what maze is? A maze is, okay? Now, the maze is being, I will say, the philosopher of the maze is to be in a two-dimension. Because when you go to the tower of the maze and you look at this from the up there, okay, so you're managing to understand where the maze is open and where the maze is not open. So when we're going to another dimension, we can see the other dimensions. Now, what is the main problem that is happening here? The philosopher is trying to define everything. Now, God is not in the sphere, is not in the dimension of this world. Therefore, we have no ways to define him. He is something from a different dimension, from a different place. Let me show you this for a moment in the wordings, okay, in the Bible. Please read verse number 18 and verse number 20 in one glance.
Verse number 18, and he said, "Show me now your glory."
And 20.
20, and he said, "You will not be able to see my face, for man shall not see me and live."
Okay, so we have here, Moses is asking God, show me your glory. And God is answering him, here in this world, you see things through the five senses that we have, and you won't be able to see me. I'm in a different sphere. I'm in a different place. I'm part of the other dimension. Don't try to define me with the words of sweet or sour when I'm only something that you can look into your eyes. You know, it's a different issue. Okay, there's something else that you can see. It's a you know, how do I behave in this world? This is verse number 20. I will show you how I behave in this world. Try to imitate me. And one of the things that people have here in this world, and this is really confusing, I'll say it like that. If I'm going to Genesis, okay, in chapter 2, we find that one of the most important things that men are doing, the humankind is doing in this world. Let's see for a moment. It's very interesting. Please read verse number 19. We're in chapter 2 of Genesis.
Chapter 2 of Genesis 19. And the Lord God formed from the earth every beast of the field and every fowl of the heavens, and he brought it to man to see what he would call it. And whatever the man called each living thing, that was its name.
So what exactly man is doing in this world? He is defining everything. He is giving names to everything. Every obstacle or every phenomena, everything that is happening in this world, or everything that you can see in this world. We are giving names. We are defining them. And this is where we're starting to get confused, that maybe we have the possibility of defining God. But the problem is that if you're trying to define God with our intellects, and the intellect doesn't really have freedom of choice, okay? A plus B equal to C, for example, okay? 1 + 1 is equal to 2, okay? And you don't really have a freedom of choice. You know, one of the most famous things of the philosophers is if A is equal to B and C is equal to B, so A is equal to C. But we know that already, that A is equal to C. Before this nice position that we gave those things. So all the definitions, if everything is coming, the intellect is a closed world that can't define in our world God. And this is exactly what the Kuzari, okay, the king is answering. If we're looking at this one step above, he is answering the philosopher. He's saying to him, listen, what you're saying to me is very nice. It's very, intellect thing. But it's not working with my desire, not only my desire, with the desire of most of the people of the world. And people of the world are willing to die for their belief. So there is something there that is much bigger than just the intellect that you're trying to show me. And it's working differently in this world. So I have no other possibilities except for going and speaking with the Christians and the Muslims. I can't speak with the Hebrew people 850 years ago because they are nothing here in this world. This is the situation. And if we're going one step ahead, we're asking ourselves, why Rabbi Yehuda Halevi decided to open his book, first of all, with the Kuzari that he is approaching the intellect, the philosophers. The answer for that is very simple. It is really scary to start to speak with people who are dreaming about God, who are speaking about things that are outside from the intellect. And more than that, in the Hebrew tradition, it's very important, I'll say it like that, the faith in the Hebrew tradition, I'm using the word faith, even though it's a bit hard because it's not the same word in Hebrew and in the Christian world, okay? But faith in the Hebrew tradition is not contradicting the reason, the mindset. I know that in the Christian world, faith is when you can't understand anymore. It's not like that in the Hebrew tradition. You must put the ground of your mindset, reason, learning, understanding, and from there go up one level and start to learn faith, but it can't contradict your reason and your understanding. It can't contradict. If it's contradicting, something there is not right, something there is wrong. And this is why Rabbi Yehuda Halevi is starting with the reasoning, he's starting with the intellect. And then he will progress on, and we will see that it's not contradicting the mindset, okay, the brain that we have. Because, and we're going back to the main point that is hiding behind the scenes. Already in the first sentence that the angel is telling to the Kuzari, to Rabbi Yehuda Halevi, the angel is telling him, your mindset is good, your desire is good, but your actions are bad or not going together with the right things. And what is driving him in behind the scenes is to be united, that his mind, his words, his actions, everything will be united. So if the faith, something that I need to live in, that is giving me, I will say, not only reason for life, but it's also giving me the purpose of life. If this is contradicting my mind, something here is wrong. So we need to start the first, I will say, brick of this big building that we're going to build up is not to forget our intellect. Okay, the intellect is limited, fair enough, but we do need to have, I will say, relation also with the intellect. So this is why Rabbi Yehuda Halevi He's starting with the philosopher. He is starting with it. After that, he will go to the Muslim and to the Christians. Next week, hopefully, we're going to move on both of them. Hopefully, we will manage to have all of them to speak about those two. But we need to realize you can't start this book of faith, by saying that the intellect is nothing. You can show that the intellect have some sort of limitations, fair enough. But you must open with this. You can't speak about faith without the intellect. This is why Rabbi Yehuda Levi is starting with a philosopher. So now we saw a bit of, I will say, the first picture. Now, it's very important for me before I'm opening here that everybody can say, ask something, write things, whatever it is, whatever is more comfortable for you. To learn this book, okay, I will say two things. I can't exchange the journey that each one of you is going to do. We need to learn it. Each one of us need to do his journey. So this is point number one. Point number two, it is taking time. It's not a mistake that we're doing a separation of a week between one lesson to another lesson. Meanwhile, you can ask Tiferet and me a lot of questions through the email, whatever it is, or if you want, you can even, use you have our WhatsApp, whatever it is. We will try to do our best to answer you in the middle of the week. But the reason why we're giving a week after week, because, and you will see it, another few weeks, you will turn around and you will say to yourself, I did a journey of growing up with myself, with everything that we're learning. So those are the 2 points that I wanted also to mention tonight. It was also a pleasure to start to meet each other. And now I'm opening the session for questions. People want to say things, whatever it is. I will try also to read everything, and if people want to say things, don't hesitate. Not everybody together. Everything is fine. Francesca, I need to read it. It will take me time. If you want to say something with all of the people in here, it's okay. If not, so I will read it after that. Okay?
I feel like Jewish people have a very active intellect. That rabbis, that I hear them think, I feel they are actively involved with their intellectual side, and that's part of Judaism, is asking good questions and seeking out answers, and so that's a logical place to start, I think, since he doesn't consider Judaism at first, so it's.
Right, yeah, for sure, Jacob. Yeah, I love the way Rabbi Chaim explained it today, how there's an interconnectivity between faith and your intellect, and how faith cannot be something that contradicts the intellect. And when you have large faith, you have room to grow in your intellect, and they work hand in hand in development, for sure. And so, yeah, Rabbi, any comment on Jacob's point?
No. The only thing I will say something. It's not related to you, Jacob. I'm sorry. Okay, but it is related to the things that Francesca wrote. Yes, wrote. Okay, and I'm putting here a link, and I'm advising all of you to go inside, because the truth is that a year ago I wrote it's a very profound, a year and a half ago. It's a very profound and important essay of more than 2,000 words, okay, in English, about the relation between intellect, faith, and who exactly we worshiping, okay? For example, and I'm giving this in a nutshell. I'll say it like that, and it's also related to the things that we're speaking here. Most of the people in this world are not killing others. Most of the people, normal people, no, most of us are not the Iran heads of Iran who want to kill people for nothing, or Hamas people. Most of the people are not killing. Now the reason or the question is, why are we not killing others? It's coming because we agreed in our intellect not to kill others. So we are worshiping whom? We are worshiping ourselves. Or we are not killing others because we have an image of God, and we are worshiping God who obeyed us not to kill others. And the same thing is related also, or the conclusion of this is related with the question of doing the declaration, for example, the declaration of the Noahide, to become Noahide, because we're doing this because God wanted us to do that, and we want to get connected with Him or not. And it's also one of the biggest, I will say, debates in our world today. Is the world is going to be led by secular people? And this is more or less, I'm doing it, very characteristic, very broad point of view. But with the left side of the people, we're saying there is no God and only the intellect in this world, to oppose with the other people who would more believe in things, in God, and they want to put in this world also something that is different from the intellect. And this is more or less what I managed to catch from Francesca and the things that she wrote. So I gave here a very important link for that. And now, Jacob, if it's okay, say again what you had to say before. I'm sorry.
Well, it's just the idea that, philosophy, like in Rambam, he mentions Aristotle, that there's a certain compatibility. So is there a kind of Jewish philosophy that we can say, is there a Jewish philosophy? Does Jewish philosophy exist? Is that a good word to say?
Except for the Maimonides, okay, I will say it like that. Along all of the history, since we went to the first exile in Babylon, I don't know if you remember that in the Bible, it's also written down that part of the people went to Egypt, okay? Jeremiah went to Egypt with a group of people. So we had basically two groups of people in the exile of the Babylon era. Most of them went to Babylon. Some of them went to Egypt. Now we're jumping 300 years later, and we have a big community in Egypt. And then there is also a very important philosopher there in the Hebrew community who is managing to combine together the Hellenistic philosophers and the Jewish ideas and the concept of the Torah. Since then, and I'm speaking about 2,000 years ago, since then, along all of the history, and we're learning here now Rabbi Yehuda Halevi, but we have a lot, or we have something like 6 or 7 main books, but we have much more. Those are the highlight books, but we have something like around 60, 70 books, okay? More or less very important books that are explaining the Jewish identity, and they are all dealing with the philosophers of their times and with the science in their times. The Maimonides is the only one who is viewing things through the philosophers of their times. He's the only one, and it's a very hard book. I'm not going inside to this. This is a very hard book, by the way. It's here in this book. You can see it here. Moreh Nevuchim in Hebrew. How do you read it? Need to stop the book. Okay, this is the book. It's a very hard one. Except for him, all the rest are speaking more or less through the eyes of the Hebrew tradition, and they are all the time, I will say, in some sort of a dance, okay, with the philosophers and with the science in their era on one side, but managing to explain and to put a very profound side of the Hebrew roots that is coming from the prophecy side and not from the philosopher side. And the philosopher is coming from observing the world through the eyes, through the senses. The prophecy is coming from the God, I will say, gave us some knowledge. Today we don't have the prophecy in the last 2,000 years, but we have preserved something there, okay, with the main rabbis that we have. So there is a specific, I will say, philosophers, it's not philosophers, prophecy of the Hebrew tradition that is a bit opposed or a bit different from the philosophers of the world along history. Okay? Fair enough. People don't hesitate. If you have anything to ask, to say, or something like that, it's okay. Not everybody together. Not all of you together. Yes, please. You're very quiet today. Okay. It's hard to read, to hear me. Oh, I'm sorry.
I hear you.
Okay,
I hear you loud and clear, Rabbi. I hear you loud and clear.
Okay, but I will organize a different microphone. Okay, fair enough.
Okay, good.
Fair enough. If there are not any more questions, Tiferet, you want to add something? But open your mic.
I just wanted to say it's a real pleasure to see everyone again, and thanks for cooperating with the small groups. I invite you again to contact me if there's any technical issues or questions. I've left my email at the top of this chat and the first message. And I'm also going to leave my phone number here at the bottom of the chat if someone's having trouble with the email. So thank you again. Really, really nice to meet you all.
Thank you so much, Tiferet. We appreciate all you've been doing, and I use WhatsApp to connect with her, so you don't get long distance charges on your cell phone. But always good to chat and catch up. And I know you're doing so much work trying to connect people behind the scenes. It's not easy, but people, I encourage you to take some responsibility and reach out, and you'll find opportunity to grow for sure.
Oh, sorry, I do have one more thing to say. I'm sorry. There was somebody who reached out to me. I think she's just no, she's still here. She was looking for another lady from Tennessee. Is there anyone here from Tennessee? Maybe you've left the Zoom already.
Yeah, we had one lady on in our group too, who was from Tennessee. We went around the room, introduced herself. Let me just see. Yeah, she may have left already. I see the chat on YouTube. Somebody looking for someone from Tennessee, but I know that there is a wonderful group with Scotty and Terry Hayes and Scotty that do a Wednesday night Tennessee group. If you reach out to me on Facebook, I can give you all the links. A lady named Mimi G looking for Tennessee people. So always nice to see them growing down there. I know they're doing some wonderful work. And like I mentioned earlier, Rabbi Goldberg was there a few years ago, did a conference down in Tennessee about 3 years ago that was put on by Shara Shabaki from Florida. Excellent. Always good to see growth going all over the world. So Rabbi Goldberg, everything okay?
Everything is fine. Let me wish all of us a blessing week ahead and a lot of good news like we had today with the Iran people. Hopefully we need to pick up cheese, for this good news where God is demolishing the badness from this world. Thank God. So hopefully we'll have all of us a very good news and a good week ahead. And see you next week with the next part. The next part, we're going to speak about the Christian world, and after that also about the Muslim world. I'm not 100% sure that we will manage all of them together, but read it, learn it, try to understand the exact things that are written down. After that, we can go up more levels to discuss things. But first of all, we need to understand what Rabbi Yehuda Levi is writing. After that, we can think about more ideas that is coming after that. So thank you very much. Thank you very much for attending, for coming, for being here. All the links. Thank you, Dan, for organizing everything. Thank you, Tiferet, for working very hard for this thing to.
Rabbi, we got to work on getting you a new microphone, something that might be amplified. For some reason, today was very, very, very low stream in your audio, and I've got everything cranked to the max on my end to try to broadcast whatever I'm receiving, but we seem to be getting a low audio stream. So if you need a microphone and an amp, I'd be glad to get you one, sir.
Fair enough. I will work at it. I will organize it. Fair enough.
And thank you so much, Tiferet, for all the reaching out you're doing. You're really playing a big role in the connections here happening.
Thank you so much, Dan. And on that same note, I'm going to just ask you to write on the WhatsApp, sorry, on the chat. The lady from Tennessee is wondering how she can contact you. So perhaps you can leave your Facebook details there and she will get back to you.
Oh, yeah.
About the group in Tennessee.
Well, just, yeah.
Or I can organize it personally afterwards. That's okay.
You
Yeah,
had said
just
reach out.
look-
It's me. You said it reach out on Facebook, but
Yeah,
is it
if you
under
send me
Dan
a friend
Bartwell, or-
request, I have two Facebook pages. I had to make a backup because I got hammered during that last Meta outlet or outage, and I almost lost
yeah.
my connection. So, nonetheless, if you send me a friend request, I will make sure that I send you a link to friends down in Tennessee. The ones that hosted the conference there a few years ago. They meet Wednesday nights and do a group get together, and it's always a good class. I trust Terry Hayes, wonderful, wonderful gentleman. Noahide Sound. And,
Are they on Zoom?
Not so much on Zoom, but they do have their own page. Let me see. The problem is when I'm broadcasting, I have to be logged in on Facebook under the Noahide World Center, so I can't get out of it into my profile and search without shutting the stream off. So it's always a bit of so I can't pull it up at the moment on the screen and send you the link immediately. But what are they called again? They changed their names. So our groups changed their names. Let me look.
Okay, Dan, let's say, so it's in a personal situation. Please, you can stay also on the Zoom, but we don't need to hold everybody for that. So,
all right.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So on that note, yeah, we're going to
Everybody,
sign up, but it sounds like we will be back next week with part 4. But I plan on doing my Charuta discussion on Tuesday, 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 noon Pacific, with my Charuta partner Jacob. I'm looking forward to that, and we will be discussing Lesson 4, which the rabbi will be reviewing at the end of the week. And the whole idea is to get you plugged in so that you learn how to chew the text with your partner and put input, have input, and then you're prepped and all ready for the following lesson with the rabbi, and it all gets corrected or shared from the true Torah perspective, and we all learn and grow, and it's just exciting, and we hope you're enjoying it. And so till next Sunday, for those of you listening out there on YouTube and Facebook, I will be back in about an hour and 20 minutes with Rabbi Carmi Ingwer and the Nativ group down in Houston, Texas. So till then, have a wonderful, wonderful day, everybody. Bye for now.
Bye, everybody. See you. Have a wonderful week.